Welcome to episode 4 of Bruins Banter TV. We're with Bruins assistant coach Cole Zahn. Cole, I know I always talk to Keith for these things when we're talking about how the team did over the last little while. Do you ever feel left out by that?
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, I later on the season I talked with Blaine Weiland a little bit, so as long as I get a little bit of time, then I'm happy with that. So not a big deal.
I thought we talked a little bit about the road trip on the weekend going up to Nipawin, Laurens, and Humboldt. I guess the results in the standings maybe not what you were looking for, but sounds like overall, in a lot of ways, it was a positive road trip for you.
Overall, I thought we played pretty well. You know, the Nipawin game, we went out there, we battled hard, we did what we had to do, and came out with the 2 points there. The Laurens game, I thought we played well for 2 periods. Third period, I thought we just kind of let things slip away, got away from our game plan a little bit, gave up a shorthanded goal, and I think that kind of took the wind out of our sails, and Laurens took it to us there. In Humboldt, I thought, other than the first 8 minutes, I thought we played really well. I thought it was one of our better games of the season. Obviously didn't get the win, but for the most part, we played really well.
Going back to the Nipawin game there on Friday, a 5-4 win. I know they kind of had your number last year. Was it nice to pick up that one to start the trip, especially being your first one?
Oh, it's huge, going up, especially into Nipawin. We had a tough series with them last year, and just to get up there, get the win, huge confidence booster for the boys. You know, they know that when we do play, we can play with any team in this league, and just to get that win, wasn't the best win, but we'll take it, and there's always things that we can work on.
Going up to Laurens the next night, I mean, like you said, you guys have played 2 pretty good periods, in a tough burn. What did you think went wrong for you in the third?
Well, I think overall, it was it all started in the first period. We had 2 or 3 missed opportunities, wide open nets. We'd whiff on a puck or we'd shoot the puck wide, whatever it was. But we had 2 or 3 missed opportunities. If you capitalize on those, I think going into the third period, we'd have all the momentum, and we would have carried that game. But like I said, going into the third period, we gave up a shorthanded goal right away, and that definitely didn't help our cause. Guys battled hard, but a couple of missed assignments, and just not clearing the puck cost us. That was the biggest thing.
The Humboldt game, I mean, it sounds like other than those 2 quick goals early in the first, it was a pretty entertaining game, pretty back and forth.
It was, actually from my point of view, I thought we dominated the second and third period, third period especially. I don't think we gave them anything. We used our speed. They took a lot of penalties on us, got us on the power play. Obviously, we couldn't capitalize on that, but for the most part, we took it to them. We went out there, we played our game, stuck to the game plan, and like you said, other than those first 2 quick goals, we took it to them. And Humboldt's got a hell of a team there, so it was good for the boys.
I know it's always nice to get on a long road trip early in the season, especially with you guys still carrying quite a few guys and a lot of new guys still getting used to each other. What was that like for you guys?
It was good, getting on the road, getting the guys into a couple of hotel rooms, and just getting them on the bus together. That was a long bus ride for the guys. A lot of those guys aren't used to being on the bus for nearly that long, and just to get them on the bus like that, get them close together, I think it was huge. Just in the room is going to be huge. Guys get to know each other a little bit better, and it's just going to help us down the road here.
Sounds good. Thanks, Cole.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to Bruins Banter. My name's Katsina Whitechurch, and we're here with Connor Milligan, and I'm going to be asking him the hard-hitting questions that matter. First off, it's been going around our office. How long does it take you to grow your beard?
Grow a beard for me is about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks top to be at full potential.
So is that about 1 week's growth?
This should be about, week and a half right now.
Our cameraman Reese is really jealous. He's like 10 years older than you, and he's pretty jealous. So also, I got told that the C on the jersey means cutie, but I'm not too sure. What does it mean?
I've heard a lot of different things. I've heard that one a lot, but I've heard crazy good too. I've heard just Connor, but captains maybe.
That would make sense.
Yeah, so Connor, I've heard that one a lot from the guys. Been chirped a lot about it, but yeah.
So do the other guys have like their first initial on their shirt?
No, but we should start doing that, yeah.
Oh, okay. That would make sense. So what can you bench press?
I don't know, up around the 200s on a good day.
Wow, no, you can't.
So like 2 of me, you could do 1 of me in your hand.
Probably, yes. Yeah.
Should we try that out?
Could get awkward pretty quick.
If you had to pick your favorite flavor of pierogies, what would it be?
The cheddar ones, the orange cheese in the middle, probably my favorite.
Are you the type that they have to be fried?
I like baked. I'm a baked guy.
Fried with onions, though?
Onions, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
With bacon bits?
Yeah, absolutely.
And sour cream?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just got to be full on.
Just the works. Yeah.
And when you go to a breakfast place, is it waffles or a skillet?
It'd be skillet, probably. Yeah, meat lover skillet.
Meat lovers is the best, but if you had to have a waffle, what flavor?
Strawberry, probably. Strawberry waffle.
Over cherry?
Yes, over cherry.
No. With cream?
Whipped cream, yeah.
Okay, I think that's good. Over maple syrup and everything.
Yeah, the works again. Yeah.
So, back to hockey. Your position is what?
Defense.
So you guard the goal.
Yes.
Is it called a goal?
Yes, the net.
Net? Goal?
Yeah,
Same thing?
yeah.
Okay. Do you have to be around the net a lot?
Yeah.
But wouldn't that mean that your team's really bad?
No, but we're in our zone.
And then how come, because I'm from England and I'm used to football, how come in hockey you can go around the net? Isn't that like offside?
No, there's a gap behind the net we can go behind. It's allowed.
Is that cheating?
No, that's completely allowed.
That's legal.
Yeah.
All right
Yeah.
then. So, also, what I've always wondered, the goalies, can they do the splits standing up like on dry land outside of ice?
Yeah, or one Martin who can. I don't know if Glass can. He's a little banged up, but I know
Yeah.
Martin who can. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. So all of you can touch your toes?
No, that's
No.
definitely not.
No.
No, probably about I'd say 50% can touch toes.
That's pretty good then.
Yeah, half of us can.
I think that's probably all the hard-hitting answers I can think of from the top of my head.
Awesome. Good.
That's it.
Welcome back to Bruin Banter TV. We're joined by Rick Oakes, the Director of Player Personnel for the Estevan Bruins. And Rick, today we're talking about 95-born forward Keegan Allison. Just tell us a little bit about him.
Keegan, another Saskatoon boy, kid we listed as a 15-year-old. He's played. He's entering his second season with the Saskatoon Blazers. He played last year as a 16-year-old, and he's back in Saskatoon, playing a key role for them. He's a great character kid, great leadership skills, and I know the Blazers are excited to have him. He's going to have a great season there, and we're looking forward to having him in Estevan as an 18-year-old.
He's had a really solid camp here so far in fall training camp. What have you seen from him this weekend?
He's been phenomenal. He just continues to work hard. He competes every shift, just continues to get better and better. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to come to our spring camp. He had a school trip, so this is his first trip into Spectre Place, and I think it took him a while to get used to the surroundings, but he's very impressed and just continue to get better. He looks more comfortable every session, and in the inter-squad game he looked great, and just overall his camp's been phenomenal.
36 points in 44 games last year with the Blazers. You know, pretty solid numbers for a 16-year-old in AAA. What kind of, what kind of production would you be expecting from him at the SJHL level?
I think we're going to be looking for very similar numbers. I think the key thing with Keegan is he went in there as a 16-year-old coming straight out of midget AA, and his transition in the first half of the season from September to December was maybe not as quite as smooth as what he had hoped, and the majority of his points came in the second half, which was very exciting. And I know watching him play in the playoffs, especially in the Shro Arena against the Contacts, he played very well, and he was a go-to guy for the Blazers. And moving forward, just with his work ethic and his strength and everything he does, all the small details, I think he's going to put up good numbers at our level as well.
Welcome back to Bruins Banter TV. We're joined by Bruins head coach Keith Cassidy. And Keith, you just got back from the World Junior A Challenge ID camp in Humboldt the last couple of days. Let's talk about what that experience was like. Obviously, something a little bit unique.
Yeah, it was good. We had basically the top 93s and 94s in our league all assembled in one place with, the coaches. Dean Brockman obviously was there. He's going to be the head coach of the Team Canada West this year. So we had the opportunity to see what those guys were like under a bit of pressure and get a good evaluation of them.
Obviously, there were a lot of coaches from around the league there. Just talk about the role you had in terms of, what you were asked to do there.
Well, for myself and Mike Reagan, we were actually coaching one of the teams there. They split the guys up into two teams, and we had a couple practices, a couple games, and we were tasked with the challenge of putting together the practices and the evaluation drills and all that kind of stuff, and we're relied on for feedback in terms of how we thought the guys did. So that's phase one of it. Phase two, we get to go to Calgary and continue on there, so that'll be exciting as well.
Now, obviously, the 2-day camp, it had practices in the morning and then games at night. Just talk about first what the practices were like and sort of, obviously it's a different kind of atmosphere, right? Just, what the intensity was like.
Well, it was a unique situation because many teams like ours, we came off 3 games in 3 nights already, and then, usually you give you guys a day off after that because it's a pretty intense 3 days and the body needs time to recuperate. But in this situation, they all had to go in, and we went Monday and Tuesday. Some teams only played 2 games this weekend, some only had 1. So it was a challenge, especially for our guys that were there to basically, they played 5 games in 5 days, which is pretty taxing. But the practices that we ran when we went in there, they were primarily evaluation drills, but they were also a lot of drills where to fatigue the guys. We went for an hour and 15 minutes, and I'll tell you, there was not a guy that had much energy left after that first practice. And then they had their pregame meal and they went and played a game, that night. So the idea was to tax them that way because when they go to this particular event, that's sort of the situation they're going to be faced with. They may end up playing 5 games in 5 nights, along with practices and an exhibition game. So we wanted to see how the guys reacted to that, and some of them thrived, and some of them, proved that they might not have the mettle to do it.
You guys had 4 players there, obviously, Keanu, Morrison, and Pelche. Were you coaching any of them, or were they split up amongst them?
No, unfortunately, the way it worked, for myself and Mike is we couldn't have any of our own players on our team. So consequently, all 4 Bruin players were on the opposite team, and the 4 guys that were from Flin Flon were on the opposite team. So they had a bit of a leg up in that particular situation, but it was interesting. We got to know some of the other guys around the league and their tendencies and what they can do, and it was a lot of fun.
How did those 4 guys look to you? Do you think any of them maybe made a case to go to the main camp?
Definitely. I thought both Austin Yano and Tyler Koch had a really good camp. The unfortunate part there is they're both 93s, and the makeup of this team is that they're only going to be allowed to carry 5 of them. And obviously this team's made up from, players from Manitoba all the way to BC. So there's 5 spots for the 93s, and likely, if we're lucky, we'll see 1 or 2 of the 93s from our group even go on to Calgary. So it's a little tougher road for them just because of their birth year, but I thought they both represented themselves well, and it'll depend on what their needs are. And that'll be up to Dean Brockman, obviously. Thought Hudson Morrison had a real good camp. Again, he's a 94, so it's a little more wide open for him. I think there's a role for him to play on that team if they're looking for that particular kind of guy. If they're looking for that 3rd or 4th line agitator, grinder kind of guy, he certainly can fit that role. He's capable of playing up and down the lineup. Surprise for me, actually, was Travis Pelche went out and played real well. It's going to be real tough to make that team in terms of goaltending because I think they got a pretty good 94 goaltender out of Alberta that they've got earmarked. But, we'll see how it goes. But I thought they all went out there. They got a good experience, and I thought they left an impression on the coaches around the league.
Okay, thanks, Keith.